The very thought of you makes my heart sing like an April breeze on the wings of spring. And you appear in all your splendor. My one and only love. The shadows fall and spread their misty charms in the hush of light, while I'm in your arms. I feel your lips so warm and tender. My one and only love. The touch of your hand is like
I miss you, Ariana.
a heaven that I never known.
Casino things?
The blush on your
Hey, Bill.
cheeks
Casino things.
whenever
I'm in my
I
kitchen.
speak. Tells me you are my all.
Casino things. Hi, Ruben. Mr. Ison. How are you,
Feel
sir?
my eager heart
Donna Frost.
such desire.
I missed your live.
Every kiss you
Monday.
give
Hola, hola.
sets my
Hey.
soul
Who did I miss?
on
Someone.
fire.
Bill. How sweet.
I give myself
How sweet of you and
sweet
goodness.
surrender.
Were you with Bo today when you called Grace?
My one and only
Very cool. It's Mama Grace's birthday. And she did. We had a lovely day. And were you there when Bo called, or did you call? I don't know the story, but yes. Okay, so Bill and Bo are these fabulous musicians from Massachusetts. And they called my mom this morning to wish her a happy birthday. They said that, did you say that you wanted to be the first person to wish her a happy birthday? So you called. I've always been that person. You beat me to it, but thank you. That was awesome. And I don't know if she's on yet or not. I said I would start.
is like
I started a minute early so she could get on. But
a heaven that
we had a fun day. Our friend Mary came over, and we had,
blush on your cheek
they had bagels and cream cheese and some other treats, and they opened presents. Vinny, hi Vinny.
tells me that
And then
you are my
we
all.
chilled. 11. She's on. Mama, you're number 11.
Such
So Bill and Bo were both there today.
every kiss
Got it.
you give
And then Mitch came home, and Jeanette came home,
sets
and
my soul
I made
on
okay.
fire.
Uh-oh.
Well, I give myself in sweet surrender.
Donna Frost says hello, Mama Grace. Well, she said hi, but
My one
can you hear me?
and
The music will go off now, so it'll be quiet. So yes, Mama Grace's birthday, May 27th. And it's hot here. It rained. Great, crazy, cool storm today. Really loud. So yeah. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Melanie. Oh, hold on. Lights. My lighting My lighting woman went on strike. Melanie, could I bring you on camera and wish happy day to Mama Grace? Or are you not? Would you rather not? I have a guest, Coquelicot, but I would love for you to connect with Mama Grace because she loves you. I know that person. Julie. Hi, Julie. Sure, okay. I'm gonna try this. See what happens. I'm bringing you on camera. Adding. Connecting.
Hey,
Hey.
I don't hear anything. There you go.
Hello.
I can't hear you.
You
Let's see
can't?
what's happening. Here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's very quiet. This is new.
Well, I'm split screening with you just because sometimes you have the option to do it and sometimes you don't. And
Yeah,
and with you tonight it said, would you like to invite her on camera? So I'm inviting
I
you on
love
camera.
that.
Hi.
Hi. How are you, my dear?
Still celebrating Mama Grace's birthday. Drinking
Oh,
tea.
Mama Grace. Happy birthday to you, Mama Grace. Happy birthday, Mama Grace. I am sending you much love. May the light shine over you from below and above. Happy birthday, Mama Grace.
Yay, Melanie DeMore.
Yay!
Thank you.
You're welcome. You look wonderful.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing all right, baby. It's been a lot of stuff going on. I said my heart is heavy by what's going on in this country to my people.
I hear you.
You know?
That's all I could talk about last night. So, yes.
It's you know,
Yes.
and just trying to keep my heart open, and you know, just my heart just aches for the many levels of loss, you know.
Many levels.
So, you know, many levels. But I am one of the nice things is that Mama Grace is here.
I can tell
And
everybody, she's 89 today.
she's a badass mamma jamma, that
She's
Mama.
badass mamma jamma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad that she's here, and she is so dear to me, and I've never met her, but there's something about her that it's over.
She's from New Mexico.
That's it from the land of enchantment. That's it.
Yep. Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you.
Take care of yourself, baby.
She said, beautiful, thank you. And
Yeah.
my friend Julie, exactly. Too much sadness and unacceptable behavior. And
That's right.
yes. And I'm glad you were. I actually invited you on last night, but you slipped off. So but tonight was the perfect time to be here. So thank you.
Good.
And whenever you want to come back and hang out.
Okay. I'll let you know, baby.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, now
I love this.
yeah, I'm not sure how you go away. Oh, there it is. Yes. Oh, Mama, you're getting more happy birthdays. Hey, Tim, RP's here. And Mom, yes, both Bill and Bo were there today. I got it now. I couldn't quite get it. Her phone's been like, ring, 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 ring. And then on her Facebook page and my Facebook page is Mama Grace, Mama Grace, Mama Grace, which is lovely. Hi, Brent. Cheers. Drinking my elixir. Lots of good herbs and stuff. So tonight, my friend and sister, spirit sister, Coquelicot, will be here. And I'm going to test out first to call her one way. I was hoping that she might float on here and I would do what I did with Coquelicot, or with Melanie. but did not happen. So, and there goes things on the floor. I still want to know what Linda meant by casino things. You mean like my vitamins and stuff? My supplements and my dog stuff? Maybe. I'm emptying. I'm just moving things. I'm just moving a couple things like my water and my strawberry. Wow. Happy birthday to your friend. Okay. So I'm going to give her a call. And we have 11, 12. There are 12 of you. Hi. Hi. Okay. Colin Coquelicot. Yeah, so it stormed where you are also. So Donna, you have a show in Nashville this week. Am I correct in what I read? Is that in Nashville, is it up to 2 people on stage? I know that in Des Moines, Iowa, they're opening. Where are you playing? If you could post where you're playing, if there are any Nashvillians on, go check out Donna Frost if she posts where she's playing. But in Des Moines, Iowa, I believe it's also 2 people on stage. No sharing of mics, which I don't do anyway, ever. In fact, I bring a second mic in case people are gonna pat on my mic. And if you're singing, if 2 people are singing, they can't be facing each other. So no intimate harmonizing going on. They have to sing out that way. Is there a list of the now norm? Is that 15 feet from musician to audience and no dance floor? And is it 25%? 1 or 2 people on stage. So you'll do a solo show. And if the club is 50 people, there's 25% capacity. Hi, Nancy. No dance floor. Donna Frost. But you'll be doing your Monday night show. If you have a link for your Monday night show, please post it. What am I doing? Coquelicot. What's up? Hi, Kyle. Not full capacity, right?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah. Well, it's.
Let me get a little light on here so you can see me.
I'm gonna turn you around
Okay.
to my peeps. So you might see me a little bit.
Okay. Hi, peeps.
This is Coquelicot. You're a little bright, so I gotta move you. I have all my tuning forks.
You want me to change the lighting in any way, or is this good?
It's my lighting, I think, that's making you a little bit bright. But
Get sound up.
so you're there. Yeah.
I am here.
This is Coquelicot, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Can you tell them what Coquelicot is?
I sure can. Coquelicots are the poppies that the veterans wear on Memorial Day. And they're often in wildflower mixes. They have 4 petals, and they're kind of this beautiful red and orange.
And this is my beautiful red and orange. Is your hair still red and orange right now?
Kind of colors.
She has rainbow hair.
I sure do. And I I got it up because it's really hot here.
Yes.
Super hot.
Is there rain at all, or is it just hot?
No, it's just hot. We had rain last week. It's hot now. We may have thunderstorms on Saturday. That would be cool.
Yeah.
I like thunder and lightning.
We've had that all day today. We had this deluge, this just dumping of rain, and it's really hot. It was about almost 90 here today, 86 or something like that.
Well, we've been around 94 today, so we're up there too.
And you're in Grass Valley.
Yes, in the Sierra foothills outside of Sacramento.
Beautiful. So what have you been doing? What's your... I don't even know where to start with you. I don't know how to explain, describe who you are. This is my magic friend, Coquelicot. She's a healer. I'd say this is where I get these beautiful, my gems from, my beads. And hi, Lynette. My friend Lynette is on. So right now we have people from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Fresno, California, Oakland, Nashville, St. Joseph, Orlando, Florida. My mom, St. Joseph, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Ukiah, Northern Michigan, Oakland.
Wow. National.
Yeah. Massachusetts, my friend Bill. Yeah.
I was born in Boston.
Were you really?
I was.
Georgia.
I was conceived in North Beach and San Francisco and born in Boston, Massachusetts.
How did that happen?
You'd have to talk to my parents, but my mother was a theater person in North Beach during the City Lights Day. You might have called her like a bohemian.
Yes.
And she and my father were in a theater troupe called the Interplayers.
So she was around when I wonder if she was around when Enrico's was happening, because Enrico's opened in the 40s, and there was a painting painted of all these people that lived in North Beach, that were performing in North Beach. I wonder if she's in the painting.
Well, she probably would have been there in the early 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have had to been late 40s, early 50s. I don't really know. I was born in 1956.
But in Boston.
Yeah. But, my conception was West Coast and my roots are East Coast. So I'm a weird mix.
Did you live in Boston? Did you grow up in Boston?
No. Well, from birth until about 2 years old. Then my mother went up to Quebec for a little while because my father's side of the family is, the French side is from Quebec. And then she came back here and came back to Boston and then drove and moved permanently to the West Coast in San Francisco.
And then you grew up in San Francisco.
Yep, that's basically what I know.
We have never hung out in San Francisco together.
We have not had that pleasure. I actually don't like going there anymore.
I don't know.
It's become so gentrified. It's not the city that I grew up in and that I love. And I also am a country girl. I'm really not a city girl.
When we get together, we hang out in this little cluster and on the couch and eat food and talk medicine, talk health, talk how we travel together in our conversation.
Well, we share a lot in common in that you and I have done a lot of deep dives in life in a lot of different ways, and one of our favorite subjects is to talk about what I call living into dying. And you call life into death coach.
Yes.
Coach. Yeah. So I do a lot of that. I do a lot of different things, and one of the many favorite overlaps that I have with you is being able to have these really direct and deep conversations about that process and how most people are really afraid to touch that.
Yeah, when I tell people, usually they go, "What? You what? You help people die? What does that mean?" I go, "Well, I'm a life into death coach. You want to be alive? I'll keep you vibrant while you're here. And if you want to if you're challenged, I'll keep you as healthy as you can. And when you're ready to go, I'll ease into that place with you too."
You know, you've had so much experience. My goodness, more than most, for sure. You know, optimizing that process and being able to show up and have the good conversations and the medium conversations and the hard conversations is really a life skill. And not everybody's built for it.
And I was born that way, so I feel like I thought everybody was.
Oh no, that's really true. Now, most people are so disoriented about what to do with all of that. And for me, it seems, and for you, it seems, to be a very simple, practical thing that you do in steps. And each process is really unique and different.
I have someone I've been working with. Her mother died during someone that I'd been working with for 2.5 years, and her mom died a month ago. So during the pandemic.
Oh my gosh!
And
what happened there?
She had cancer, and
okay.
She had been fighting a good fight for 4 years. And the rest of her family, my friend is an only child. And she has step brothers and sisters. But she was with her mother when she passed. I had like steps for her the week that she was, when she started describing to me what was happening. And then I saw, we did a lot of Zoom calls and FaceTiming, and can I see her? Is she responding? And I encouraged her to call hospice, and they came in, and her mom she grew flowers, she grew roses, like award-winning roses. And so I had her cut roses and bring them in, and she described all these different roses, and we watched this. And usually I would have been there with her. I'd make food for her. She liked the way I made her smoothies. And so I've been talking with her daughter since she passed, and she's dealing with all the stuff that we have to deal with. But the rest of her family is on the East Coast, and they want to be here, and she was cremated, and they want to be here for the burial of her remains that the mother requested that they be right next to her husband.
So they're in a columbarium?
They are not yet. They are in her home right now. She goes, "Jenna, what do I do with this urn? My family wants me to wait until, who knows when they can all come together from New York." And she kept kind of spinning out, and I said, "Answer me one question." And she said, "What?" And I said, "What did your mom want?" And she said, "My mom said, once I'm cremated, I want to be in the ground next to my husband."
Okay, so it's an in the ground cremation burial.
But she wants to be next to her husband. And I said, then that's what you do.
That's right.
So today we did a 3-way call. We called where she will be placed, and they're actually working. For a while they weren't working at all. There are no funerals or she's just not having a memorial or anything. And I said, your family will come out and you can have a blast of a party, when that happens, and we'll plan that too. But it was just it's complicated now.
Yes, both the living into dying and the burials are complicated. All of it is.
So it was nice to be able to get to that place with her.
I've had a lot of death in my life, which I know you have had too, and it's so nice to have somebody who's outside of the system to give you support like you did your friend. I had a friend recently whose husband has been on the edge, and with the COVID climate, you can't see your beloved. It's like you're outside, if you're outside of where they are, especially if they're in an ICU unit. And you and I were talking about that the other day. This is why I love talking to Jenna. And you told me about something that I didn't know about, which is that they actually, in many hospitals, can either facilitate or provide you with a virtual way to see your beloved and be with them, even if you can't be in the hospital. And I shared that with a long-term client of mine whose husband's heart is getting very weak. And he was in the ICU and she couldn't see him. And she went and set that up, and it made all the difference to his health and her health. And I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't talked with you. So I have a lot of appreciation for that, as does my, it's hard for me sometimes to call people clients after.
Well, I know I mean, that's why. Thank you for identifying mine as a friend. I actually met her through her mom. Her mom hired me. And then her daughter and I became friends.
What did her mom hire you for?
To work with her, to get her to this place. 2.5 years ago.
How perfect is that?
Yeah. And then her daughter and I became great friends.
Yeah, those kinds of journeys really breed a lot of intimacy and also growth. On growth for people, because you can become so much freer through a process like that.
Yeah, it's important. Oh, thank you, RP. Many nurses, yes. One friend of mine just. Okay, I'm exchanging lights here right now. I have a light issue.
Well, when you were talking about your friend or extended family who was wondering, what do I do with the ashes when they're in the house, made me think of when my last husband passed away. He was many things, including somebody who did difficult and dangerous tree removals, along with being a juvenile court judge, so he kind of had a big spectrum in that. I put his box on a table, and I put a poem in front of it that he really liked. And I put one of his woodcutter hats on top of the box. And he sat there for 6 months until we could do the celebration of life, because it was in another place and took some preparation. But I used to go in there and talk to him every morning at sunrise and every evening at sunset.
Do you wake up at sunrise?
I often do. I've been a lot tired lately because as an empath, Jesus, there's so much energy in the world right now. It's kind of tiring, so I'm focusing on a lot of sleeping. But even in the sleeping, I wake up at sunrise and I'm very aware. Right now, it's twilight. The sun has gone down and we have kind of a planetarium lighting zone with trees just outside my window.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm. And it's deeply quiet.
So when she decided today that she would go ahead and have her mom next to her husband, she said, what am I going to tell my family? And I said, you're just going to tell them this is what she wanted. And if they would like to send something that they can put either in the urn or next to the urn, they can do that, because it's not going to happen for almost 2 weeks. So they have time to get creative and put something in there. And You know, I always try to get people either in during the cremation to have something in with the body, or after to be buried with the body. You know, like
You
you're
know,
having a hat.
my housemate's mother passed earlier this year, and I attended a burial that was in the ground, and I had never seen ashes buried before, and it's like in this little tiny, it's actually like a tiny little coffin that the ashes are put in, and you can put all kind of keepsakes in there. So it was so cool, and I thought, wow, this is amazing.
That's what we did with my dad, too. It's great.
The only ash thing that I've experienced prior to that was either something called a columbarium, where the burial plots are like above ground in little drawers.
In Oakland, like that. Have you been to the columbarium in Oakland?
No, but I've been to a lot of other ones. And then the other way that I know it is where you scatter the ashes, or like I put my mother under an apple tree. I planted an apple tree on top of her, and that was something that was really correct for her.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty creative with friends. One friend of mine is a potter, and she mixed the glaze.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she made pots for her whole family. Or another person painted, integrated it into the oil paint. But the coolest one was my dear, dear friend Jo Marie, who turned me on to A Course of Miracles and Baba, and I mean, just like, you know, she was this hip. She was like another grandmother to me in Willits. Her daughter and I took her ashes and we put them in vitamin gel caps.
Yeah.
And then she made little packets for everybody at the memorial, and so you took 10 or whatever with you, 20, and anytime you saw something beautiful, you'd whip one out and here, Jo Marie, check this out. So she's sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I like all of those. I'm totally fascinated. I've never heard of anybody doing any of those things. How cool.
It's fun.
It keeps things very alive in our hearts and in our daily gratitudes and appreciations.
Yes, ma'am. Every day. Welcome to 11:11 with Jenna Coquelicot. Here we are, you guys. And it's my mom's birthday today, and my mom was excited to see you. She said, I've never seen Coquelicot before.
Well, that's right. We've never been able to intersect for dinner, have we?
No, we tried. Next time she comes out, maybe we'll drive up to Grass Valley.
Well, that would be nice. Maybe we can get a house concert going with social distancing.
It's interesting. It's happening. I have a couple of people that are, waiting to see what happens, but they want to do it. My friend Donna, who's on tonight from Nashville, she's doing her first concert this week in public, and my friend Jim Chang was also talking tonight about in Iowa they're opening up, and how you can only have 1 to 2 people on stage, and you have to be social distancing from each other on stage. And only so many people in the club, like 25 to 30% of what the usual capacity is, can be in the venue.
Totally understood. Wow. Well, I guess it's still a big experiment because we're still finding out where the thresholds are for things.
Tell me how you cope in a day. What's a tool that you've adopted? I know you have interesting ways of being on the planet anyway, but something that has come out of this particular moment in our lifetime.
Well, I think I really spend a lot of time suspending the narrative. I'm not really planning a whole lot of future, but I'm making the most of this day, this week. Maybe I go out 2 weeks or a month. And I suspect I'm not having nearly as hard a time as many people because I have a really active practice too. And I'm an emotional introvert, so I actually like my company. And then I talk to people as a support, like you do. And so mostly I'm making each moment my best moment.
And so I know you had a practice for 30 plus years in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And now it's virtual.
It's all virtual now. In fact, my whole office is getting deconstructed on Friday, and what I'm keeping is being brought up to me by some friends who live down there. And then I'm done. I've been commuting twice a month from either Nevada City, which is 2.5 hours away, or the state of Nevada, where I lived, which was like 4.5 hours away, for 30 plus years. So it's really the end of a chapter for me. And I'm just moving into virtual. And I'm also building a small, well air circulated outside office space to sit with people, but I'm not going to be doing any touch work. I don't think we understand enough yet. But I'm willing to sit and be in physical space with people, in person as well as online.
My friend Marilyn is asking, what does she do?
Well, I guess, the best thing I think would probably be to send people to my websites because I don't even know how to talk about what I do.
That's how, yeah.
Because I do different things with different people.
That's how I feel when people ask me, like they think that I'm a singer, and I go, well, I do this whole other world, and
yeah, for sure. I mean, Jenna's got so many different skill sets that people don't normally know about if they know her as the performer and singer. I mean, along with vocal coaching, she's actually trained in a lot of disciplines and lived a lot in the University of Life and done a lot of healing. And she knows movement, she knows yoga, she knows vocal stuff. She's therapeutically extremely adept with just emotions and people. And, she's really not only a close friend, we've known each other a really long time. What did we figure? Is it like 35 or 40 years now?
30, close to 35.
Okay. And she's also a colleague. There are not a lot of people that I talk to who I feel really well met by because my energy is big. And I do feel really met by Jenna's energy. It's like her bigness and my bigness can rest together. And that's a real gift for me. If people want to know what I do, they should probably go to my website, and then they can probably pull out what's of interest to them. Jen and I have a lot of the same trainings. I have some different ones from her and her from me, but there's actually quite a bit of common ground and overlap. And I'm pretty busy these days, so I don't know. Should I try to answer that with words?
What you can do is you can actually post your website on this feed, and I will tag you in it, and then you can post it on your page. Or it will post on your page, and then in this feed you can post any website information that you want. That's been what I'm working on now, is creating that website. So when people say, so I know you sing, but what else do you do? And I'll be like, well, I can make your life better, and I can make, yeah.
Jenna, what was your first exposure to death and dying?
My mother's sister.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
How old were you?
Not quite 3.
Well, that's early.
I was in New Mexico with my mom, and her sister was on her way, and I remember it. I remember there was a hospital bed, and there was particular lighting going on, and I was not 3, because what I ended up doing was I got up and I started running down the hallway, and there was those heater grates, the metal floor.
Yeah.
And I ran across one without any shoes on or socks.
And the heater was going?
Yeah, and I burned the soles of my feet, and then I fell on my bum and burned my thighs. And I remember my cousin picking me up and putting me in a bathtub full of ice and cold water.
That sounds really intense, actually. Super intense.
I think that's why. I mean, it's really my first memory.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, my mother's side of the family is, my mom had 17 brothers and sisters. And so I have 40 plus first cousins. And my dad's side is equally as large, not in his immediate brother sister, but like our Christmases were, and Thanksgivings were 150 people. So meaning a lot of people were alive, but a lot of people have died throughout my lifetime.
Oh, that's a huge family. I'm missing a piece here, though. You ran across the grate, burned your feet, fell, burned the backs of your thighs, got put in a bathtub. And then what happened after that?
Oh, we stayed there for quite a while in New Mexico with her sister Katie.
Well, she was dying.
Yes. And I was comfortable with it.
Yeah, a lot of little kids get really scared. Well, you've certainly been through a lot. I know that. That's a huge family, though.
Yeah.
How much of it has left?
One of my cousins just rolled on. Hi, Mikey, right? As far as her immediate brothers and sisters, there are 3 sisters left: Peggy, Connie, and Grace. And Peggy is Mikey's mom. Mikey just came on right now. Hi, Mikey, right? Peggy, Connie, and Grace, and then there are lots of first cousins. They're mostly in New Mexico. My mom is from New Mexico. My father's from Michigan.
Well, I wanna say happy birthday to Mama Grace.
Go for
I'm
it.
so glad she had you. Happy birthday, Mama Grace. I'm so glad you had this precious jewel in my life.
Me too. I'm glad I chose the right place to land.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had a beautiful day.
What did you guys do?
Oh, our friend Mary came over to her house, and we sat outside and ate grapes and fun food, and then it was going to rain, so we went inside. It's really warm here. Went inside, hung out, and then I made what did I make, Mama? Pasta with linguine with clam sauce.
Oh, I'm coming over. You have any leftovers?
No, it's all gone, but I can make it quick like.
Yeah, that's really good.
And then we're having a party for her on Saturday night. And
nice.
she gets a lot of people calling. She's had phone calls and video calls all day long. She's 89 today, Coquelicot.
Oh my goodness. 89. I can't imagine 89 from 63.
Right? Well,
such an loser, such a treasure.
Well, we'll plan on 89. See what happens.
Okay. And then we'll change up the song when I'm 64.
So as far as supplements right now in your life, are you using more food as medicine? Are you?
what I'm doing is I'm seeing my classical Chinese medicine person, and I'm drinking herbs, and then that are specified for my body and my imbalances to bring me into balance. And then I'm using, what is it? Let me find it here. Hold on a second. I'm using this. I'm trying to figure this out. There we go.
Is that the rhodiola or?
Yeah. This is really good for you because it keeps your blood oxygenated and helps with having a clear mind. And I'm finding that really useful. Vitamin C. I like Live On Labs liposomal C. That works really well, and some vitamin D.
You mean this one right here?
What's that?
This one right here?
I can't see it.
This is what she's taking.
Is that the Live On Labs?
Yeah.
Okay, they may have changed their packaging. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And then I use essential oils and I dance. When I'm not sitting still talking to people, I go out and I move. I love to walk and dance and sleep.
And you're a Netflix girl, yeah?
Oh, yes, I am. I just finished watching a very wild Netflix series called Vita.
Vita?
V-I-D-A, yes. It's a cultural intersection between gay and straight in the barrio. And the acting is good, but it's a little telenovela-like.
Okay, fun.
And it's an ongoing series, and they only have 3 seasons, and I just finished that today.
I might have to check it out. Are you a Dead to Me fan?
That one never quite caught my...
Really?
No.
I love Dead to Me. I love Christina Applegate. I think she's just, it's 2 seasons, and I watched Jeanette and I watched the last 3 shows last night, the 3 episodes, and at the end we were like, oh, now what are we gonna do? But,
Oh no, my whole life, a portion of my whole life is gone. It's empty. What am I gonna do?
But what was great about it is it's only 2 seasons. It's not like you have to commit to 8 seasons or anything like that.
Well, I never feel committed. If I get on a roll, I just live. I mean, I spend so much time kind of helping people process stuff, and I know you know this too, that sometimes our brains just need to check
out
it and kind of do a deep dive into some other reality where we don't have any responsibility and we can just observe.
That's why I love Shameless.
Yes. You know which one I also liked a lot too was Sense8.
Ooh, I don't know that one either.
Oh, SENSE, like sense, and then the number 8. That's kind of a little bit sci-fi mix in.
Oh, I watched one of those. Yeah, no, it's not me.
Okay.
Now that you said that, actually, my friend Steve and I, we tried to watch that together. It was one of those. Okay, he's in Washington and I'm here, and we were like, okay, press it right at 1, 2, 3, and we pressed at the same time. Yeah, I watched 2 episodes of that. Yeah, no, it's a little too. It's a little too sci-fi for me. But I understood he's a total sci-fi freak, so I understood the why he was crazy about it. It was interesting. Visually, it was really cool.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of an odd intersection. We're all our unique snowflakes,
Yeah, we are. Do you think, could you come back next week?
Oh, I would love to do that. Because part of what we were thinking about doing was sharing different kinds of information about what we're hearing about dealing with our changing times.
Yes.
And I also want to hear more about your vocal coaching practice and what you're doing there. in part because, there's a part of me that is kind of drawn towards wanting to do some of that. I feel like it's so important to be able to open your voice and have a channel to let your emotions flow through, and some good company while that's all happening.
I can get you there. For sure.
That I don't doubt.
I would love to. I would love to for you to be back anytime you want, but if Wednesdays work for you, it would be, I know that I think just this like piqued interest for people in our conversation, and that I think people will come back and want to know more. And once you put the websites up, you're inspiring me to finish that website. Thank you very much.
Yes, you really need to do that, because that's your best calling card. When you're a Renaissance person and you have so many different skills like you do, and you have expressions in life that are kind of compartmentalized, so one part of your life doesn't know other parts of your life, that's a great place to get it all together. And because I don't really like to talk about myself, because I have a tendency to be more about the deep listening process, which I know you are too, it's really nice to be able to send somebody somewhere, and then they'll just vibe with something, one of the billion things that are on the site, and then they'll come in and say, this is what I want to do with you. And makes things a lot easier for me.
Makes sense.
The other thing, too, that I want to say to your group of extended family and community there is that one of the reasons I feel so well met by Jenna is that she's one of the most deeply intuitive people that I know. And I'm also wired that way. Being with somebody else who is capable of tuning in, like kind of medicine woman juju, just creates so much safety and ease for me, because a whole part of my system can just rest down. And that's pretty special in my book. I don't find that very often.
Thank you. Neither do I. With you, I do.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, if people, part of what I would say from my side is that if people go up on my website, you continue to talk about what you're doing. They get glimpses of things that we've talked about today. If anybody has any questions that we can build a kind of a conversation around, I'm super open to that, because I tend to be more responsive to people's inquiries than kind of making up stuff on my own or in a vacuum.
Well, here we are. This is so Wednesday nights with Coquelicot.
And Jenna.
And Jenna. 11:11 with Jenna. Every Wednesday, every day, 7 days a week, 14 times a week. I'm on at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. every day. And tomorrow night is karaoke. Actually, tomorrow morning, my friend Kevin Kuhn, who I went to junior high with, is going to read from his book. And then tomorrow night, karaoke. If you want to sing a song, do that. And I do. I really think that we could do some deep diving on Wednesday nights with Coquelicot.
Well, I would love
other.
to do that in tandem. And, there's a balance out there in the world right now between service work, because we're all undergoing such a massive internal and external remodeling of our realities. It's a circular process. So doing some balance between giveaway for community, I'm really happy to be here. Understanding also that we need to support each other in the ways that we can, and staying really awake in that process feels like a really important thing to track in our lives, because people have been really afraid lately, and
There's a lot going on, and there's a lot to be afraid of right now.
right. But part of the
Sadly.
antidote to that is doing some giving, and it's about mutual connection and hanging out and sharing our resources in whatever ways we have to do that. So showing up on Wednesday sounds like a great idea for me.
Well, I appreciate it. I know your time is so valuable, and you see and you work with so many people, and you have a lot of your own plate spinning. So for you to Yeah. But for you to give this time would be a total gift for me, and I'd love to just explore with you, with everyone here, whoever chooses to be here.
That sounds great, because you and I get into some really interesting conversations, and if the community is asking questions and we are all kind of traveling deep together, that's the food for my soul.
I'm right there with you.
Soul food. Let's have soul food.
So what did you have for dinner, speaking of food? It's pretty nice.
My housemate made kind of panko little bay shrimp with onions and parsley and celery, and stuffed them into a mushroom and baked them.
Wow.
We had that and green beans, and we had some stir-fried basmati rice that was not the biggest success because I wasn't in my right mind last night when I made a pomegranate molasses chicken, and I cooked the rice instead of 2-to-1, 4-to-1.
Oh.
So I had 8 cups of water for 2 cups of rice. And so the quality of the rice wasn't in great shape for stir fry, but it was tasty.
Sounds
So
nice.
it was a good meal.
Like a juk almost.
Yeah, it was a little bit like juk, totally. And then we finished off the last of the tiramisu.
Oh, she made tiramisu the other night.
I did for somebody's birthday, and so we polished that. And I love making a good zabayon. So nice.
It's a beautiful thing, but just to sit there and look at it in the bowl is yeah.
I do mine in a copper bowl
Mm-hmm.
with a little over boiling water, and the copper just makes it almost foolproof.
It's beautiful.
So I'm sending everybody tiramisu dreams.
Now I'm thinking about it. I did make my smoothie tonight. Thank you for your idea.
Is it helping?
Yeah,
Excellent.
because I did something kind of not so great today when I left my house. I closed my freezer, and then I came home and my freezer door was just this much open.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just.
So you have smoothie ingredients.
Yeah, they were all ready. But yes, it was a great idea, and I do feel not as wiped out.
Well, Jenna puts out anytime you're doing something virtually, she puts out so much energy, interviewing, talking with you guys, whatever she's bringing to you, and then she's on East Coast time, so it's like 12 o'clock at night there, about 12:10 a.m. And that can leave most of us pretty buzzed up, so we were trying to strategize for an easier landing after the show.
Yeah, because usually I'm like, I'm still like that now, but I'm a little bit, yeah, it was good. Thank you. Well, it is getting late, and I know you have other people waiting to. What time is it in India right now?
Well, it's about 9:40. Omkar's up. My husband is in India. He's been stuck in lockdown there for 3 months and can't get home. We're hoping we found a way for him. And I've got a mineral show running, so I need to kind of
Do
bounce
you?
out of here and back into there.
Okay. Well, mineral on.
I will. I'm going to be doing gobies tomorrow, so you come find me.
Yes, please.
Okay. Big heart hug to you, love, and deep well-wishing and good outcomes for everyone who's there with you. And I guess I'll see you next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday, Coquelicot. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care, love.
Okay.
And give Mama a big hug for me, okay?
Mama Grace, a big hug from Coquelicot. Yeah, I will. I see her in the morning.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank
Bye,
you.
Love.
Love you.
I love you too. Yes, that's what I want to see. Mwah. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. 11:11 with Jenna. That's how we roll. Thank you, Coquelicot. Thank you all for being here tonight. Wow, what a beautiful crew. Kalamazoo, Michigan. A couple people from Kalamazoo and San Francisco and Nashville and Massachusetts and New Mexico and New York. My friend, we're gonna have some more really beautiful people on and beautiful thoughts and conversation. And Mama Grace, if you're still here, it's time to go to bed. I love you. Happy birthday. It's still her birthday because we just celebrate every day anyway. If anybody else has a birthday happening, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Thank you, Melanie, for coming on and singing to Mama Grace and singing for us and giving medicine to our hearts. On that note, stay healthy, sleep well, and I'll see you tomorrow. 11:11 with Jenna. Love heart.